My dear friend, if I told you that I built a 146-meter skyscraper using nothing but Cooper chisels and some wet sand and a lot of willpower, you would probably tell me to go see a doctor. But 4,500 years ago, a guy named Khufu did exactly the same thing that I just told you. And no, it wasn't aliens. Aliens have better things to do than build stuff. Today, we aren't just talking about curses or mummies. We're talking about engineering. We're talking about how the ancient Egyptians were basically the Silicon Valley of the Bronze Age. Now put down your smartphone, which by the way, it wouldn't exist by their math. And let's see how they actually did it, shall we? Technology isn't microchips, my friend. Technology is any tool that solves any problem that nearly floods every year and erases your farm's borders. Now what's the solution, my friend? It's geometry. The word literally means earth measurement. They invented surveying tools like the Groma and the Merkhet to track the stars and align their buildings with the precision that makes your IKEA furniture look like an absolute disaster. And let's talk about papyrus. Before them, if you wanted to send a text, you had to curve it into a stone tablet. Now let's imagine something. Imagine that you're carrying an inbox in a backpack. The Egyptians figured out how to turn a riverweed into light. They essentially invented the first portable hard drive for human knowledge. Now let's talk about the Egyptian pyramid. The pyramid has at least 2.3 million stone blocks. Some weigh 80 tons. Now I have a question. How did they have cranes? Wait, no. They had physics. Physicists from the University of Amsterdam recently confirmed a trick the Egyptians showed in their tomb paintings. Now, if you pull a massive sled on dry sand, it heaps up in front of the sled, creating friction. But if you add just the right amount of water, the sand becomes stiff and friction drops by 50%. It's basically a natural lubricant. Now combine that with a massive ram systems and you do not need magic. You just need 20,000 organized workers and a really good logistics manager. I think 20,000 should be enough to build the pyramid. So who were these people? Were they all slaves? Logic says, no, you can't build a masterpiece with people who don't even want to be there. These were professionals. Let me introduce you to the team. The architect. He managed the labor, the food supplies, and the structural integrity of the Great Pyramid. Describe his job? Counting everything. How many loaves of bread? How many stones? The Egyptian empire ran on data. Merit-Ptah, possibly the first named female physician in history. And yes, they had doctors who specialized in eye surgery and dentistry, while the rest of the world was still rubbing mud on wounds. Now they lived in planned cities. They drank beer, which was safer than water because the fermentation killed bacteria. So like beer, I think, killed bacteria in the Egyptian history. And they played a board game called Sunset. They were obsessed with death. They were so obsessed with life. They were so obsessed with life that they wanted to continue forever. Now, where did the gold come from? Egypt was the Fort Knox of the ancient world. Now, they didn't find it on the ground. They engineered it out of the mountains. They headed to the eastern desert and Nubia. The word numb actually means gold. They use a technique that I haven't ever heard before. It's fire setting. They would light a massive fire against a quartz, then to heat a rock. They dose it with cold water. The thermal shock shattered the stone. Then they ground the rock into powder and used gravity separation, basically washing it with water to catch the heavy gold flakes. They even made the world's first geological map. It shows exactly where the gold mines were. It's 3,000 years old. and looks like something out of a modern mining survey. So, what's the lesson here? The ancient Egyptians didn't have computers, smartphones, tablet, but they had a system. They had observations. They had trials. And they had the courage to build for a future. They proved that human potential isn't about gadgets, but about the logic you apply to the world around you. Now, the next time someone tells you the pyramids were built by aliens, you should respond to them like this. No, they were built by a people who were really good at math. Anyways, guys, if you guys find this story interesting, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and stay curious. By the way, one last thing. If you find gold in your backyard, please call me. We're friends, right? Before I end this video, I want to say thank you for my dad behind the camera. Peace out.